Hello, welcome to Georgetown University's Health Justice Alliance's mini-series about medical legal partnerships. I am Roxy Richardson, the MLP Director and Managing Attorney of the Perinatal Legal Assistance and Wellbeing Project. Today, we will briefly walk you through issue spotting. As healthcare providers, spotting health-harming issues to improve health outcomes is an important part of your role. Those same skills used to improve health outcomes based on identifying health-harming issues can be applied to health-harming legal issues. And because you are already familiar with the patient's health history, current treatment, and potential legal needs, we as legal providers are better able to serve the patients when those issues have been identified by you and referred to us for additional advice and/or assistance. And please note, our use of the term provider includes the entire healthcare team who provides direct care and/or assistance to a patient. Legal screenings are critical to a patient's health. We are trying to treat the cause rather than the symptoms. Many non-legal problems are caused by underlying issues, including health-related issues that often have health solutions or legal solutions, Many legal problems are not obvious to the untrained eye, and many people are reluctant to admit or are not aware that they have legal problems or issues. Repeatedly missed appointments and non-adherence to the care plan may be a sign that there is a legal problem. So for today's objectives, our goals are to identify obvious legal issues, develop the ability to identify hidden legal issues, classify the urgency of a situation and when legal deadlines are relevant, and make an appropriate referral to the on-site MLPs. Here, the patient has self-identified the legal problem for you. For example, these easy catches include letting you know that they need a divorce, confiding in you that their partner hurt them, that their landlord is kicking them out, that the child's other parent isn't paying child support, or that the employer told them that they won't grant their accommodation request. But there are other things to be aware of. One of the most important hats we wear in the MLP world is that of detective. We are looking for social and/or healthcare problems that are being caused or aggravated by a hidden legal problem. Things to look for: is this issue legal or non-legal? Is there an urgency? Any deadlines to be aware of? People seek help for what they prioritize as their most pressing or recent issue. So, few great questions to ask that may reveal issues include: when did this happen? Have you recently received anything from anyone? For that question, we are looking for notices, letters, scheduled hearings, appointments, etc. via mail, hand delivery, or posted on the door. Third great question to ask: are you worried about something? You want to leave it open-ended so they can tell you if it's regarding their safety, their house, their health, etc. A medical example: a patient has come to the ED multiple times in the past 2 months, overheated and dehydrated. That's a health problem. You learn that the patient's thermostat is broken and the apartment is blowing hot air. That's a non-legal problem, just because in DC, landlords are not required to provide AC. However, you learn that the AC unit that came with her apartment, and her landlord has not replaced the faulty AC unit despite this patient's request. Now that is a legal problem. If an apartment in DC has an AC unit, the landlord is responsible for maintaining it. So a non-medical example: somebody who did not come to the ED is a patient or somebody who's coming just for a regular appointment. The patient needs help buying food. That's a non-legal issue. But you learn that the patient's benefits have been terminated because of inaccurate information in her file. That's a legal issue. Screening between the lines, issue spotting. Screening questions are used to identify patients with unmet social needs that could be resolved through some level of intervention available through MedStar services, be that mental health, legal, or etc. We have found, however, that some patients do not know that the issue that they are having has a legal remedy. Unfortunately, there's a reverse to that as well. Some patients believe the issue they have has a legal remedy when in fact it does not. Legal screening questions are great and often generate a positive screen that triggers a referral to the MLP. But that is not the only way. Patients do not always describe their issue in black and white. For example, if you ask the patients if their wages are being garnished or if they have any concerns about debt, they might answer no. However, you may learn during the visit that the patient is worried that money has been taken out of their paycheck recently or bank account to pay off an outstanding balance. They might also mention receiving harassing phone calls from debt collectors, or that recently they received a notice that they're being sued in court by a creditor, such as a bank or credit card company. The areas of law I just described include bankruptcy, debt collection, predatory lending, unfair, deceptive sales practices, or unpaid wage claims. Take a look at the situation on the next slide and see if you can spot all the issues. Feel free to pause as you read the scenario. While reading, think about how many issues this one patient currently has and what are some possible solutions for her. Lana Smith is here for her 28-week appointment. She also brought her 9-month-old baby, Nora. When Lana came in last month, she was very excited because she was getting ready to move out on her own into a new apartment. Lana and Nora are usually well-groomed. However, at this appointment, everybody looked a little worse for wear, and they both look as if they've lost a little weight. Lana is preparing a bottle for Nora, but isn't using much formula. You recall from the last appointment that Lana was exclusively breastfeeding. When you ask her how she's liking her new apartment, she states, "It's a nightmare." She was given a different unit than the one she signed for. The AC does not work and it makes the apartment unbearably hot. She also doesn't think the vent in her bathroom has ever worked because she's now starting to notice a strong mildewy smell, and it is giving her a headache and Nora a stuffy nose. They both have trouble sleeping at night. She will leave the windows open to try and air out her apartment, but there are no screens on any of the windows and bugs and rodents have already gotten in before. She tried to talk to her landlord about it, but he has yet to return any of her calls. Lana's electricity bill has skyrocketed because she is forced to keep multiple fans running throughout the day and night to keep cool. So if you had a chance to read through or listen to me as I was reading through the scenario, a couple of issues might have popped up, and there are some solutions for those issues. The main one that we've noticed is probably a housing issue. It looks like there's a housing conditions and possibly rental assistance. A solution to that could be a letter to their landlord requesting that he makes repairs due to health concerns because it's a pregnant mother and her baby. Public benefits. Lana has mentioned that she was having difficulty, or maybe you noticed again that she was exclusively breastfeeding, but now she's preparing a bottle, isn't using much formula. Could be food insecurity. So food stamps or WIC. A referral to the social work team for application assistance for their public benefits. Another possible issue, utility assistance for that high electricity bill. And a solution to that could be referral to social work for utility assistance or for a payment plan. Another possible issue could be SSI. Nora, because she has lost weight, the baby, she may be eligible under the failure to thrive because she is not hitting her milestones for both height and possibly weight for her age. Application, have they applied? Yes or no? A patient has inquired about public benefits and you encourage them to apply. At their follow-up appointment, you ask the status of that application. Here are a few things to consider depending on if they answered yes or no. What is the status of the application? Are they missing something? Have they been denied? If so, why? And have they talked to a legal expert about their denial? Should additional information be provided to make that application stronger? If they answered no to not applying after your suggestion, is it because the likelihood of successful grant is low? Do they need help with the application? Are there any other issues that need to be taken care of first prior to applying? And also, are there any barriers to applying? Once you have determined the status of their application, knowing when to apply if they haven't yet, reapply or appeal a decision may be a question to ask the legal team. Patients, because they are going through the situation, may find that their issue is both urgent and important, thus requiring immediate attention. However, legal urgency is slightly different and has a different timeline than a patient might anticipate. Managing expectations is particularly critical at this stage. Examples of legal urgency: a patient has received a notice that they're being sued or evicted. They have a pending court appearance, a summons, or a subpoena or informal conference has been scheduled. Benefits were denied or terminated or reduced, and they want to know next steps. There's usually a limited time to appeal. Utilities were shut off or have been off. Examples of patient urgency: debt collectors calling them. Perhaps the patient has lost a job to discrimination or non-accommodation. Patient is unable to make rent or mortgage payments. There have been unauthorized charges on accounts. The children are in need of care or services. Now, time is of the essence in these cases, but it's not urgent that requires immediate drop everything right now and assist. Once you have issues spotted and determined that a referral is appropriate, prior to sending over the referral, please make sure the patient has consented to their information being shared with the legal team and also to be contacted by us. Thank you for attending today. We hope this was useful. If you have any questions about either law projects we discussed today, please feel free to reach out to us directly. For more information about PLaw's referral process, please tune into the next video or reach out to us directly. Thank you. We hope you found today's presentation useful. If so, please share that with us. Or if you have any suggestions on how we can improve, please take a few minutes to complete the anonymous survey and let us know. Thank you for your time. Feel free to scan the QR code with your phone or input the link below in your web browser. I'm Roxy Richardson. Thank you.